Yes. Can I use, later we discuss, can I use @service annotation in the place of component? You can use, but not recommended. It's like using big annotation for small purpose. Can I use component instead of service? Yes, you can use, but not recommended. But we'll miss some luxury of transaction management and other facilities. Okay. Yesterday's last discussion and big discussion is what? Okay. In XML driven environment, when Java classes are configured as Spring Beans using XML files, we have a loose coupling. We can change from one dependent to another dependent without touching the source code of target class. But with annotation driven environment, we are modifying source code of qualifier that is placed in target class to change one from one dependent to another dependent. And how to achieve that flexibility in annotation driven environment? You can achieve that flexibility in annotation driven environment, that means loose coupling in annotation driven environment, either by using what, alias tag of Spring Bean configuration file, or Spring Bean profiles, or Spring profiles. Spring profiles still not discussed. In coming classes we are going to get that subject, boss. I hope everyone understood last point, how to change dependent bean dynamically at runtime, guys. Everyone, shall we continue today's discussion, boss? Yes. So today, few more annotations I'll try to introduce. Don't worry. Spring annotations, May 13th. Spring annotations, May 13th. Okay, guys. Here, let me introduce @value annotation. @value annotation. Okay, guys. This annotation can be used in two angles, guys. Yeah. To inject or assign simple values directly to simple properties. Example. Let me give the example here. Public class Flipkart. If not Flipkart, something else. That's not a problem. Okay. @component fpkt here. Private courier is object type, you know that. Courier @auto-wide. If any ambiguity problem comes, we can solve the problem by using what is this, qualifier DTDC, or you can use alias tag based story. So let us assume I have okay, I have URL. I have a property called what, URL, website URL, whatever it is. I want to inject value to that property. So I can directly give like this, boss. Okay, here HTTPS : let us assume something. Directly I can give the value www.flipkart.com. flipkart.com. Are you understanding my point? No, I have a another property called mm, how much old it is. How much old it is. Float. Float. How many years old organization it is. So age of the organization. Age of the organization or number of years, whatever it is. Okay. Age of the organization. Age of the organization or size of the organization. Suppose I have a size of the organization. Size means employee size. You want to assign simple value, then what for at the rate value. Let us assume Flipkart is 3,000 employees organization. Sir, you are directly writing 3,000. Okay, converting that string 3,000 into integer 3,000 will be taken care by at the rate value annotation. You are least bother about doing that work explicitly. See, guys, first example is what? To assign simple values directly to the bean properties. But this is not the main angle of this annotation, boss. This is not the all main angle of this annotation. Why, sir? Array, if you want to assign value directly, you can put na URL is equal to flipkart.com, size is equal to 300. Are you listening my statement, guys? You can, if you want, you can directly assign value or not. Are you there in online, boss? Please respond in the chat box. So that is not the main purpose. Main purpose is what? Reading from property file and assigning to the bean property. That's the main purpose. Yesterday I have given a same none. I will introduce officially today here. So let's take the same annotation, boss. Let me show angle number 1. SRC here. COMP here. Here is my flipkart.java, guys. Here is my flipkart.java, guys. I'll show both angles. Angle number 1, directly to assign value to simple property, only for simple property, not for object type property. For object type property, still we have to use at the rate auto override. Same thing in XML also. For simple property, we used to assign value using value attribute. For object type property, we used to assign bean object using at the rate, using ref attribute. I hope you remembered all this stuff, right? Yes, guys. Yeah, listen. First, let me show this angle. Private string URL today. Private string URL at the rate value HTTPS colon. It may be right or wrong. That's not an issue. www dot some value flipkart.com. Flipkart.com. Next, private is means age of the organization. Int is at the rate value, okay, some 300. Okay, how to check whether these are injected properly or not? I want to check whether they are injected or not by just displaying URL space. Okay, what is that is, guys? I'm just trying to check, nothing else, boss. Okay, now let me run the application now. Regular client application, boss. Regular client application. Right click. Run as Java application. Right click, run as a Java application. Observe guys, observe guys, Flipkart.com injected 300 is injected. Converting string 300 to numeric integer. Integer 300 is also taken care by at the rate value or not. But as I already said, this is not the actual purpose of what this LV attribute. It is basically there, okay, to collect the values from property file and to inject into bean property. Can I show that angle, boss? Can I show angle? So first of all, actually yesterday I introduced, but one more time I want to do that. Okay, I'm taking one more package called commons package, guys. Not compulsory commons, any name you can give. See, I'm taking one more package called commons package, guys. So there I'm adding one properties file. Any name you can give. Any name you can give for properties file. Okay, it's a file, not the XML file. File, guys. Info.properties. Recommended to take dot properties or any extension also you can give. But if you take dot properties, you can enjoy comments like this, hash symbol kind of things. Okay, guys, info. Here, what is this? Here, what is this? FPK, FPKT dot. No, any key you can give, your choice. FPKT dot info dot URL. Any word, number of words can be there in this one. https://www.flipkart.com. Next, fpkt dot. Array, this is no way related to bean id. Anything you can give. You don't like fpkt, you take fpt only, not a issue. Info dot, not compulsory. Second one should have a same info, same this one. Anything you can take. Okay, yes, old. Okay, I think not old. I think we are taking size. Huh? Okay, size is equal to some 300. Right, boss. Okay, first of all, you have to configure properties file, boss. You have to configure property file. We have taken ASA. Let me show what I have taken. ASA have taken. Huh? Okay, no problem. ASA have taken. Okay, if it is ASA, I will adjust with 30 only. No problem. Here also we will take what? A's only. If it is A's, we will adjust with, okay, not compulsory. You should use same 30. You can use any number. Yeah. Go to application context.xml, guys. Configure properties file. Configure properties file. Context colon component scan, guys. Context colon component scan. It's not component scan, sorry. Context colon property placeholder. Where is that? Property placeholder. Come on, guys. Location. Location. Tell me. com slash nt slash commons slash. What is that one, guys? Info dot properties. What dot properties, guys? Info dot properties. Now come to flipkart.java. Come to flipkart.java. Add the same two properties, but this time I should not hard code the values. I should specify the key that is there in the properties file. I must specify the key that is there in the properties file. Key as what here? You have to specify as a placeholder. Dollar, tell me, fpt dot info dot url. Yes, boss. Next one. Here conversion it will take care. You don't worry about the conversion part. Dollar. Okay. Dollar as a placeholder you have to place, boss. fpt dot info.as. Conversion part, you don't worry, you just concentrate on placing it as a placeholder. That's it, boss. Right. So now let me run the same application, boss. Let me run the same application, boss. See, guys, values got injected or not? Values got injected or not? Now, what's the advantage now, guys? You can change without touching the source code. Suppose I'm changing to 40. Super. Okay, they removed HTTPS, they made HTTP only. Do I need to modify source code of the application, guys? Do I need to modify the source code of the application, guys? No. Happily we can get them or not? We can happily get them or not? Are you listening my statement, boss? Okay, listen, not only in Flipkart, now this property file info I can inject in dependents also, boss. I can inject in dependents. Right now, what is my active dependent, boss? Active dependent CR. CR is what? Application context.xml. CR is first flight. So now let me go to first flight, guys. Let me go to first flight. Let me inject, what is that URL? Let me inject URL R is in this particular bean also. Not only in one bean, you can inject in any bean. That is what I'm trying to say, guys. Okay. So for example, string. Okay, here. CR URL. Array, not compulsory property name should be same in all the beans, guys. Here you can take your choice property name. Are you listening my statement, boss? At the rate value is equal to, at the rate value is equal to flower bracket open, flower bracket closing, fpt dot info dot url, fpt dot info dot url. Super, guys. But to check whether it is injected or not, again here I am going for, lastly I am trying to display CR URL. Or from which courier URL this delivery has come, that I am trying to display, nothing else. Okay, boss. Now let's run the application, boss. Let's run the application. See, guys, first flight has come. Along with the first flight, value collected from the property file has come here or not? Along with the first flight, value collected from the property file has come or not? So what is the new thing? Yesterday also we know this one. Yes, listen. Now I stopped configuring property file in XML file, guys. I stopped configuring property file in XML file. I started doing same configuration with the support of one more annotation called @property source. What is the another annotation I'm introducing, guys? @property source. It is also there to configure property file, which is also there to configure property file. Are you listening my statement, guys? @property source, @property source. Not there on the top of the class, guys. Here, @property source. Yes, boss. Now observe here, @property source. Here we can specify location of the property file, guys. You can happily specify the location of the property file. What is the location? com/nt/commons/info.properties. Info.properties. Are you listening? I'm introducing annotation in the place of XML to configure the property file. What is that, guys? @property source. @property source. Yes, guys. Now you observe it. Strategy DP. Yeah, there is a small difference. I'm going to tell the difference. Okay, guys. Now still injected or not? Now values are injected or not? Okay. Still values are injected or not? Are you observing this point, boss? Still values are injected or not? Yeah, that is only class level in test. And observe in XML level I removed it. Did you notice this, guys? In XML level I removed it. I applied only at what level? Flipkart class level. I applied only at what level? Flipkart class level. But it is also injecting value to first flight property. How can you say it is also injecting value to first flight property? Check it out, guys. In the first flight also we are able to see the URL there or not? In the first flight also you are able to see the URL or not? In the first flight also we are able to see the URL part or not? Did you observe that one, boss? Okay. But one small change I do now. One small change I do. I go to first flight. I wantedly change package name of first flight to component 1. I'm changing package name of what? First flight to component 1. And I'm moving class name to component 1. Are you listening, guys? And I will try to import regarding packages, relevant packages. Don't worry about this. Relevant packages are imported. That's the number 1. Number 2. And listen carefully. Listen carefully. Right now, my annotation, stereotype annotations are classes are there in one package or two packages are two packages. So that's why I have to mention both package names are not com.nt.component1. com.nt.component1. Here I mention component, here I mention component 1. Why? Target class Flipkart is there in component package and dependent class first flight is there in what? This one. Not compulsory you should take, but I am taking only for experiment sake, interview sake, knowledge sake. Are you listening my statement, guys? Now you run the application, boss. Now you run the application. Okay, guys. See, property file values came happily. That's not a big issue. Okay, property file values came happily. And here also the values are coming there or not? Here also the values are coming there or not? Here also the values are coming there or not? Here also the values are coming there or not? Are you listening my statement, boss? Okay, boss. So that means what? Once you configure property file by using @property source, okay, the values collected from property file are visible in all user defined beans that are configured with the stereotype annotation. This point is clear in your brain, guys. I hope this point is clear in this brain, guys. Okay, now listen carefully. Listen carefully. Somehow I got the need of, somehow I'm configuring one date class here. Bean ID dt class is equal to java.util. Randomly I'm taking some class name. This is a predefined class. This is a predefined class. And here, yeah, tell me, guys, can I configure predefined classes with stereotype annotations? Can I configure predefined classes with stereotype annotations, guys? No. So still we have to go for what, guys? Still we need to go for what? Still we need to go for XML. Since Java.util.date. Okay, I have taken correctly now. Now listen carefully. Property name. What is the property name? For example, I have a property called date. Day of the month, boss. And here I am writing value. I am writing value 12. I am writing value 12. Now 12 will be injected as data or not? Now 12 will be injected as data or not? First, let me check. I will link everything. I will link everything first. Be in the flow. Be in the flow. Be in the flow. Okay, 12 will be injected as date. How can you feel whether 12 will be injected or not? Here I am taking one more property of type what? Date. Date. Okay. Date. My date. Here I am saying at the rate auto void. Here I am saying at the rate auto void. Java.util.date. Cool, guys. And similarly, I am trying to inject what here, boss? Similarly, I am trying to inject what? My date here. Okay. Now listen carefully. Strategy design pattern when you run the application. When you run the application, see guys, 12th date has come now. May 12th has come. Remaining everything taken from system. But May 12th has come. Actually, today is May 13th, right? May 13th. Okay, if you are confused, 1 minute. I will change this one to 23. Remaining everything collected from system date, guys. But when it comes to day of the, when it comes to day, 23 is taken from properties file or not? 23 is taken from properties file or not? I mean to say XML file or not? From property tag it has taken or not? Come on, guys. I want you people to focus. Still, I have not given difference. Be with me. Be with me. Yes, it is collected from XML. Okay, now listen carefully. I don't want to hard code that 12. I don't want to hard code this 23 in the XML file. I want to collect from properties file. I would like to collect from properties file. So now go to info.properties, guys. Okay, here dt.day. dt.day is equal to 23. dt.day is equal to 23. Come here. Here I am trying to place the placeholder. Here also I should be in a position to place the placeholder now. dt.day. dt.day. Okay, guys. Now let's run the application. In the place of value $dt.day is given. Strategy design pattern, guys. Super. Okay, see guys, what is happening? For input stream $dt.day, you are getting exception. For input stream, it is giving $dt.day, you are giving exception. Did you notice that, guys? Why? Why? I configured property file by using @property source. When I configure property file by using @property source, that is visible only for user defined beans that are configured with stereotype annotation, not visible to predefined beans that are configured in XML. Not visible to predefined beans that are configured using what? XML. So now what I do, I comment this property source using property source annotation. I commented, guys. I come to this place. I enabled properties file using what? XML. In XML, I am configuring the same properties file. In XML, I am configuring the same properties file. Are you listening my statement, boss? Yes. Now you observe the same story. Strategy design pattern. Go for it. This time no exception has come and age 23 is successfully injected or not. Day 23 is successfully injected or not. Okay. One more time. If not 23, I will give 31. Whatever it is. strategy DP. Now you observe this, guys. 31 is successfully injected or not. I think now you got the difference between @ property source context colon property placeholder. What is the difference, boss? If you configure property file by using @ property source, that is visible only to user defined beans that are configured with stereotype annotations. Yes or no? Na? But if you use context colon property placeholder, that is visible to both user defined beans and predefined beans. User defined beans that are configured with annotation and predefined beans that are configured by using bean tag. Predefined beans by using what? Bean tag. I hope you enjoyed my point, guys. I hope you thoroughly understood my point, guys. To tell, so many people don't know this point, guys. They say both are same. @ property source is alternate to context colon property placeholder. But fact is not. The fact is not. Context colon property placeholder is more powerful than what? @ property source annotation. I hope you realized that, guys. I hope you do realize it or not. Super boss. Okay, guys, give me 2 minutes time. Give me 2 minutes. Everyone, please come back, guys. Everyone. Sorry for the inconvenience. Everyone, please come back, guys. Right. So shall I present second point nicely, boss? First point is to inject direct values. Second one is what? To collect the values. To collect the values from properties file and to inject to simple bean properties. Simple bean properties of Spring Bean class using placeholders. Using placeholders support. Yes, now let me give this angle also, boss. Yes, here is my info.properties. Actually, yesterday I introduced, but this is official introduction of what? @ value to collect the values from properties file. Yes, what is the package, guys? com/nt/commons package. Super. Next, here info.properties. I'm just taking only two things, boss. We will see those differences in another angle. Super boss. Okay, boss. This is the first one. We have to do it. Okay. This is step number one. Take properties file. Step number two. Step number two. Configure properties file. Configure properties file. Either using a context colon property placeholder, either using context colon property placeholder, context placeholder, location is equal to what is this, com/nt/commons/info dot properties, info dot properties of application context dot xml, of application context dot xml, or @property source, @property source of, @property source as class level annotation, @property source as class level annotation. Yes, what is this @property source, guys? Here also same story. Commons/info dot properties as class level annotation. Yes, you have to do one of these two things, guys. Step number three. Step number three. Inject values to bean properties using @value annotation and placeholders. Placeholders support. Yes, boss. Here is my Flipkart one, guys. Here is my Flipkart one, guys. I'm not touching remaining things. Say paste. Right now, these are not so important. I think I can give the comment of this. I can give the comment of this. This is not important. This is not important. Yes, what is again important is the value annotation. The value annotation. What is again important is the value annotation. Are you listening my statement, guys? These are the keys. These are the keys collected from this one. Yes, this is the step number one, step number two, step number three. Now the question that rises in your brain is, what is the difference between configuring properties file using @property source and using context colon property placeholder tag, context colon property placeholder tag. property colon property placeholder tag. Right, guys. Devash, even though they are there in different packages, no problem. They will be visible. That's what I have proved, guys. What is the difference between both? Answer. Answer. Hmm. So let us focus on what is the answer. At the rate property source. I give all improvisation one by one. At the rate property source based properties file configuration. Properties file configuration makes the properties file only to only to user defined property file. What property file? Visible only to user defined spring beans. User defined spring beans that are configured using various Arun Kumar at the rate AutoVid is nowhere related to properties file, guys. Please, guys, it is there to go for what? Object type injections. Mr. Why are you linking at the rate AutoVid with properties file? Arun Kumar. Arun Kumar, either you have to do practice or you have to sit in Core Java once, guys. Are you understanding my statement, Mr. Arun? Please don't link at the rate AutoVid with properties file. Every day you are asking this kind of immature doubts. Either you are not listening class properly or you are not doing practicals. At the rate AutoVid is there to inject values to object type properties. How object type properties will call from properties file, guys? Courier. Courier is what type? DTDC type, Flipkart type. Can you get that one from properties file? Only simple values we can collect from properties file. Please show some maturity, please. Right. At the rate property source, at the rate property source based property file configuration makes the property file visible only to user defined spring beans that are configured using various stereotype stereotype annotations of different packages that are specified in context colon component scan tag. Context colon component scan tag. Whereas the properties file configured using context colon property placeholder tag is visible and accessible. Are you understanding my point, guys? Is visible and accessible. Abhishek Singh, context colon component scan is there only to recognize spring beans, not to recognize properties files. Not to recognize properties file. Please, component scan. They are there to recognize component. Component means spring beans. not the properties file. You try, you will get error. Context colon property placeholder tag is visible and accessible for both user defined Spring Beans that are configured using stereotype annotations, and also visible and also to predefined Spring Beans, predefined Spring Bean classes, configuration, user defined Spring Bean configuration and stereotype annotations, and also for predefined Spring Bean class configuration that are configured using bean tags. Okay, fine, boss. Right. Are you listening my statement, guys? So which is more recommended? Which is more recommended to use, guys? More recommended to use. Context colon placeholder is more recommended to use or not? Yes, because it is having more visibility. It is giving more and more visibility. Okay. Yes. Now listen. Someone asked me, let me do that experiment also for his knowledge sake. I'm removing this, guys. I'm removing. Lots of people think that we are just giving name of the property file, guys. No. We are also asking to recognize placeholders. This tag also makes IOC container to recognize placeholders. Don't forget that one. See, guys, here I have not configured properties file. Here also I have not configured properties file. So as demanded by that person, here I am giving location of the com dot nt dot commons, guys. I have given location of the other one. Do you think it will be recognized, guys? No. Definitely it will not be recognized. Again, we are getting what? Number format exception. Did you notice it, guys? So that's why don't think that you are just giving location. You are also making IOC container to recognize placeholders. So that's why in component scan, you have to give only package name related to classes where Spring Beans are available. You should not give any property file location. If you give also, it won't be taken properly, boss. Are you listening? Right. Now listen. Listen. One more benefit. See, guys, both packages are having common parent package or not? com.nt.comp, com.nt.component1. Yes? com.nt.comp or com.nt.component1. So instead of writing two packages, you can just write only com.nt, boss. Automatically sub packages content will be recognized. You want to see that? Okay. Let me comment this line, guys. In that line, let me bring one more line. Say paste context colon component scan base package. Here I am giving just com.nt, even not star also. Star also not required. Star also not required, guys. Now you run the application, but I'm enabling property file, boss. Earlier I disabled now I'm enabling property file back. Yes. Strategy design pattern with the AC, guys. Now you observe everything is recognized properly there or not? Okay, but only when common parent package is there. When common parent package is not there, you have to specify both. If common parent package is not there, you have to specify both. I hope you realized my statement, boss. Right. Slowly, one by one, we will learn. It's not like that everything we have to digest in one day. Slowly, we will learn everything. There is order of learning, boss. I'll give depth subject, no doubt. You don't find all these things in the internet also, guys. I'm just telling out of my experience. You might have realized that. Okay. Is same as this. Where, guys? In application context dot xml file. In application context dot xml file, this is same. Only com also fine, guys. Someone asked me, can I give only com? Yes, you can give only com. Not a issue. Not at all a issue, boss. You can give com.nt here com. Common package you can give, boss. That's not a big issue. Fine. Okay. Now listen carefully. Okay. It will automatically detect not only given package, it also detects sub packages automatically. That's the power of that context colon this one. Okay. Now listen. There is one more annotation called @property source, guys. @property sources. @property sources. Nowadays it is not required, but still I want to explain few things. One point about it. @property sources is there. Are you listening my statement, boss? @property sources is there. Property source is there. Property sources is there. If you want, I will confirm that. Check it out. Here we are. When you write @property, check it out. We have a property sources also there or not there. Property source is there. Property sources is there. Are you listening my statement, boss? Right. Now listen. What is the purpose of it? I will tell. Let us assume I have two properties file. I have what? Two properties file. And I decided to configure by using @property source. I have two properties file and I decided to configure by using @property source. Okay, guys. So earlier, this @property source annotation is not repeatable at the same level for multiple times. Only one time you can place this annotation, boss. Before arrival of Java 8, this annotation is not repeatable annotation. At any level, at class level, you can apply that annotation only for one time. You cannot apply that annotation more than one time. But I want to configure two properties file. Then what they used to do, you know. So first configure first property file, guys. Configure first property file. Configure second property file. But keep both of them in another annotation called @property sources. @property sources, guys. So there is a value parameter whose type is array and element type is @property source annotation. Element type is @property source annotation. First one comma second one. First one comma second one. End of this one. This is the story before Java 8. This is the story before Java 8 feature, boss. After arrival of Java 8, this is not required. Check it out, everyone. Everyone, please focus, guys. Here, info.properties, info1.properties. Since this is not repeatable annotation before Java 8, they used to place this annotation inside another big annotation called property sources. Like this, they used to give indirect feeling of repetition. Very nice thought or not? Java 8 onwards not required, guys. Java 8 onwards, this annotation is made as repeatable annotation. But before Java 8, they used to do like this. You want to, still it works. It's not like that it won't work. So let me take one more property file, guys. Still that definitely works. Info.properties, guys. One value I will take into what? Info1.properties. File, save as info1.properties. In that one, say paste. Yes. Now tell me here what I have taken. Info.properties is there. Info1.properties is there. Okay. Now tell me, FB URL is there in info.properties, and ACE is there in what? ACE is there in what? Info1.properties. But before Java 8, do you think @property source is repeatable annotation, guys? No. But they want to repeat. Then what they have done, guys? They have taken one more container annotation. This is called container annotation. It is there to hold other annotation only. It is there to hold what? Other annotation. There, one param value is there whose type is array. So array started and closed. And each element type is annotation @property source. Here S is there, here S is not there. First property file is configured, second property file is configured, and remaining everything is same. Okay, guys. Strategy DP with AC, guys. Check it out whether both values came or not. 40 has come or not. If you are interested, you change the values and feel it. Flipkart.com, com1. Here also you write 42. Save it. Strategy, this one. See, guys, com1 has come, 42 has come. It is able to work with two properties files or not. You are able to work with two property files or not. But now listen carefully. From Java 8 onwards, I think Spring 5 and Java 8 onwards, @property source is given as repeatable annotation. What annotation? Repeatable. How to find out whether it is made as repeatable annotation or not? So just to check it out, guys. Copy, open the source code. If you are having Maven kind of support, you can open the source code by pressing F3, or you can open the documentation. It's up to you. It's up to you. If you are having Maven support, guys, definitely you can open the source code, right? I'm just introducing this point, though it is not required to tell that in Java 8 there is a repeatable annotation feature. Because nowadays they are asking, tell me what are the Java 8 features you know. What are the Java 8 features you know? But I want to see you people highlighting repeatable annotation is also one feature of what? Java 8. Now listen. Directly you say @property source docs. @property source docs, guys. Right. Now listen. Repeatable has come or not? Repeatable has come or not? Come on, guys. That means before Java 8, property source is not a repeatable annotation. You cannot repeat same annotation at multiple places. Same annotation in same place. If you try to repeat, error will come. So to sort out that problem, what they have done, guys? To sort out that problem, they have given one more container annotation called. They have given what? One more container annotation called. Are you understanding my point? Beneath saying, if you keep same keys, same values, second one will override first one, all are same as XML. Can you grow up? Beneath, how many days you will stay in same point again, worst fellow? Again, he is asking same question. Sir, if both property files are having same keys, different values, what will be taken? You know that second one will override the first one. We discussed this one in XML level or not. Try to learn new things, guys. Right now, my concentration is on that point, or my concentration is on repeatable annotation. Stick to the point what I am discussing, Ra Babu. I don't know where your brain goes here and there. Right. Okay, someone is asking me, sorry, if info and info1 both are having same keys and different values, what happened? Second property file value will override the first one. What is there in that? We have discussed this one in XML level or not? Okay, come out of that point. Okay, guys. Now listen. But right now we are learning Spring 5. Spring 5 is compatible with what? Java 15. Latest version of Spring is compatible with what? Java 15. Java 15 is greater than Java 8. From Java 8 and Spring 5, property source is becoming what? Repeatable annotation. Yes or no? Then tell me, do I need to do this work now? Do I need to use @property sources, guys? No. So what can I do? I can happily repeat this annotation or not. I can happily repeat this annotation twice on the same class. What do you say, guys? I can happily repeat this annotation twice on the same class. Yes, boss. See, guys, when I repeat, am I getting any error? When I repeat, am I getting any error? Any compile time error? Any red color here? No. Now you run the application, JDBC. COM142. Coming or not coming? Coming or not coming? Okay. But they have more simplified, guys. They say don't use 2 times also. You don't worry whether it is repeatable or not. Don't use 2 times also. In one file only mention two property file names. In one time presence only you mention two property file names. How? Comma. This is also array type, guys. This is also array type. Value is equal to first one comma. Value is equal to first one comma. First one comma. Second one. Info.properties is mentioned. Now here I will write info1.properties. End of this one. End of this one. See, guys, first it is not repeatable annotation. That's why they have given one more container annotation, property sources. Property sources. Later they made it as what? Repeatable annotation. That's why you can repeat same annotation twice. Now I am saying what? Even that is also not required. In one annotation only you can mention multiple properties file. Okay. As the array of values. As the array of location. Now you observe strategy design pattern AC. Click on this. Same. COM142 is coming or not. You may say that, sir, it is giving old values. Okay, for your sake, to give the feeling 45, let me give 45. Okay, strategy design pattern, this one. Now you are able to feel that 45 are not there. You're able to feel that 45 are not there. See the way I discussed it, guys. So now tell me, do I need to worry about property sources annotation in current generation? In current generation, do I need to worry about property sources annotation at any level, boss? Not required. Not required. To work with the 2 property file, do I need to write @property source for multiple times? Not required. Why? Because in @property source itself, array type parameter is given to specify name and location of multiple properties files. I hope you enjoyed this point also, guys, the way the transformation is happened. So they have a solution when @property source is not a repeatable annotation. They have given so as Java it starts supporting repeatable annotation. They have given two solutions. One is what? Make it repeatable, or in one annotation only you mention multiple property file locations. Okay, since someone is demanding me, sir, if both are having same keys, what happens? That's why I say when I introduce concept, please practice. Then this kind of headaches will not come. Okay, boss. So let's see, guys. Here also fpt.info.age is equal to 32. Age is equal to 32. In info dot properties 32 is there. In info1 dot properties 45 is there. Here what is the first one I mentioned, guys? First info dot properties, then info1 dot properties. Let me show that one, what it is taking. What it is taking, guys? 45 it is taking. Why it is taking 45? As usually, second one will override the first one or not? This is our childhood statement, right? Childhood statement. Someone asked, that's why I'm demonstrating, nothing else is the reason. I hope you got the clarity, guys. Shall I put all these things in a discussion? Sir, in property source, can we use $? Sabita madam, placeholders are used for injection or to specify name and location of property file. Use your common sense. People without doing practicals, without doing analyzation, they are just sitting in the classroom, guys. Everyone, please look at the question asked by Sabita madam. In property source, can we use $? First of all, placeholders are there for injection. Injection is possible by using @value. Tell me, property source is there for injection. Property source is there to configure properties file. Sabita madam, I hope you got your answer. The way you are going wrongly. I hope everyone studied that question. This is placed in the chat box. Placeholders are useful. Placeholders are useful only towards injection, not towards specifying name and location of the properties file. Please realize, don't put your mind and body separately, put together. Right. Tell me, @property source is there for injection purpose or to specify name and location of property file? Yes, their flower bracket is not placeholder, that is array. In @value, what flower bracket we are using, that is placeholder. $ flower bracket placeholder. Are you understanding my point, guys? Try to differentiate difference. Try to identify difference between placeholder and array. $ flower bracket is placeholder. You know why all these questions will come? Lack of practice. Just getting from the sleep, sitting in front of system. No practicals, no analyzation. That's why you are confused about small symbols also. Do practicals, automatically all these confusions will go away. Shame on you guys. You are not able to recognize difference between placeholder and array. $ flower bracket is what? Placeholder. Only flower bracket is array. What I discussed in @property source is array type, not the placeholder. Practice, guys. Practice, guys. Don't waste my time and your time. Time is money. We have to discuss Spring Boot, microservices, so many integrations, so many tools. Please, please, from your side also do some work. Spend some time to do hard work. Right, boss? So shall we get into the discussions? See, guys, only if I do hard work, you won't become Spring developer. Your side also, bit time you have to spend for practicals. Bit time you have to spend to read the document before coming to classes. What's your problem to read the document once, to spend 1 minute time or half an hour time to complete the practicals, guys? Then this kind of small confusions will not be there now, boss. Please, please do that work. So many people are active, but I'm talking about those people who are just sitting in the classroom without having any analyzation and practicals. You have to correct yourself. At least this Saturday, Sunday onward, start doing practicals. Don't be overconfident. Right, guys. Before Spring 4.x, before Spring 4.x, @property source, @property source is not repeatable annotation. Repeatable annotation. Repeatable annotation. Repeatable annotation. That means we cannot place same annotation for multiple times at the same level. Same level. Same level. That means same class level. Basically, that is class level annotation now, boss. Come on. At the same level. That means same class level. Okay. So to indirectly, so to repeat the annotation, multiple times indirectly, we can use @property sources as the container annotation. That means this annotation just given. This annotation is just given to hold @property source annotation, @property source annotation for multiple times as the value of or data of parameter. As the value of data of parameter. Nothing but array values. Parameter. Okay, parameter as shown below. As shown below. At least today you realized what is repeatable annotation, na boss. I'm happy for that. I hope everyone understood what is repeatable annotation. Generally, while studying core Java, you never get chance to see all this stuff. That's the reason whenever possibility is there, I'm trying to repeat it. Can I do this work, guys? Did you ever heard repeatable annotation before this time? Before I introduce in the classroom? And if I don't introduce now, you never get chance to heard also. Why? Because nowadays maximum annotations are repeatable annotations. Maximum annotations are what? Repeatable annotations. Right, boss. Okay, boss. So this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third. Okay. Here value is array type param. Here value is array type param which can hold array type param which can hold at the rate property source annotations as the elements. Right, boss. Right. Okay. So now as part of improvisation, what should I do? From Spring 4.x, Spring 4.x, which is compatible with JDK 1.8 plus. From Spring Point, the property source is given as repeatable annotation. So we can repeat that annotation for any number of times. Without having the support of the container annotation at the rate property sources. Without having the support of container annotation called at the rate property sources as shown below. Okay, what is the second one I have to give, guys? This one I have to give. At the rate component, guys, fpkt. At the rate component fpkt. Right, boss? This is also done. Okay. This is also done. Okay, how to feel it is a repeatable annotation, boss? From the documentation or source code, you can feel it as a repeatable annotation. Observe from the documentation, yeah, or source code, you can feel it as a repeatable annotation. Yes. Okay. This makes this annotation as repeatable annotation. See, it internally uses property sources. You don't worry. That's the meaning of that. See, at repeatable value at the rate property sources dot class. It internally uses. You don't worry. Okay. If you repeat, it internally places automatically in property sources. So that's the reason we are able to enjoy this. Okay, guys. Right. From Spring 4, from Spring 4.x, we can also specify multiple properties files in single property source annotation. In single property source annotation as shown below. As shown below. Yes, guys. Yes, boss. Component fpkt. Yes, here is the story. And you know one thing? If you are writing only one parameter and parameter name is value, then writing param name is optional. See guys, actually in component also bean id I have to give as a value. But am I writing value every time? Please respond in the chat box. Am I writing value every time? Am I writing value every time? Similarly, here also writing value is optional, boss. So that's why same thing I can write like this also. But only that parameter only should be used. No other parameter should be there. Then writing value is optional. That means if you place any data in any annotation parameter without specifying parameter name, that will automatically go to a parameter whose name is value. The data placed for annotation parameter without specifying parameter name will automatically goes to the parameter whose name is value. Will automatically goes to parameter whose name is value. Are you listening my statement, guys? Already we are enjoying here. In the scope we didn't write value. In the component we didn't write the value. So how they are going? They are automatically going to value parameter only. If you are interested, here also I will write component. Both are one and the same, guys. Value is equal to fpkt. Value is equal to fpkt. This and this same, this and this same. I think today you learned something new, boss. More annotations you learned. Enjoyed today's session. Okay. Everyone. Is there any param other than value? No, only for value that progeny is there. For remaining all parameters, you have to mention param name. Only for value that luxury will be there. Array, come on, guys. Only one default will be there. How multiple defaults will be there? Int a 0 is default value. So other than 0, any default value means what can I say? For one variable, for one annotation, one default param will be there. How can you expect multiple default params? Please apply basics, common sense. Int a, default value 0. Sir, other than 0, any default value means I am meaningless. Because for one variable, there is a chance of having only one default value. For one annotation, there is a chance of having only one default param, right? No, to use flower bracket value is not compulsory. To use param. See, property source is having lot of other parameters. Right now, we are least bothered about that. Because we are just bothered about name and location of the property file. Right. Yes, tomorrow all classes are there, guys. Okay, guys. Tomorrow all classes are there, guys. So tomorrow we are going to convert mini project into mini project into annotation. At the same time, I'm going to introduce Spring Bean life cycle. At the same time, I'm going to introduce Spring Bean life cycle. Don't miss the classes. Thank you guys. Have a nice time. Raghavendra Singh, I'm continue old toothbrush only. Let's see what happens, guys. It's already been late. Okay, still I will try to change. Don't worry. Someone is giving me suggestion. Dharmendra Kumar, front controller is there, front container is not there. Front container is not there, front controller is there. Thank you, guys. What is the suggestion? What question you asked, Devendra? Sir, Akshay A, front controller is there, front container I am hearing for the first time. Jagadish Shahu, see the post in the group. React.js based batch where Sudhakar Sharma sir is already started, it seems. Hitesh Raj, first of all, I have to start Spring Boot. Then I have to teach Spring Data JPA. Then Spring MVC will come. Suggestion, since I have become COVID native, he is asking me to change my toothbrush. If I get any difficulty question to interviewer, what he will do, sir? Akshay, when you get any question, if it is known question, answer it. If it is unknown question, you simply say, I never come across this discussion. Can we discuss something else? There is no need of saying, I don't know kind of thing. At the end, he will give time to ask the questions. Rudragowda Patil, you can start React.js classes. It's part of your course only. Okay, guys. In Spring Boot, we learn integration. Yes, I will teach Angular integration. Don't worry. Thank you, guys. Have a nice time.